back. This is Rox Hart of the Van Life Rocks channel. Check out the Bug Out Bus, 1992 Ford Econoline 350. And we're building it out for off-grid living. So the purpose of this channel, build this out, spending zero money on the actual build. Just like the other vans off this channel, the goal is always to never have to sink any money into the actual build. Now that doesn't count mechanical, and that doesn't count just like accessorizing and stuff like that. So just strictly the build. All build materials are found materials. The entire purpose of this channel is to build these out as cheap as possible. Though this one I believe I'm gonna keep as my headquarters because I can live in it, party in it, and it's my headquarters. For this, I just fell in love with this thing. I believe I'm gonna keep this. That's kind of the purpose of this channel, is doing the whole upgrade and trade idea, is to just keep building up to higher value items. I'm gonna do a tour video going forward right now, so stay tuned. We're gonna do a little walkthrough of what I've done so far. And as you can see, my children decided to help paint it with mud the other day. How awesome is that? But the whole idea behind this bus, this one that I'm going for, is we're building it with a bounce house. Gonna black out the bounce house, turn it into a horror theme possibly, or at least black it out and then have it versatile to multiple different themes. But mostly in the horror genre is kind of where I'm going with it. You got the little zombie handprints already, mini zombie handprints already on there, so that's kind of where we're going with it. You'll see when I do the inside tour that I'm kind of setting it up to be a livable space, but also a party bus type design, indoor theater, and possible like vending truck, like a food truck kind of thing. Simple stuff like cold drinks and pre-packaged items. So we'll see what we can do with that. Well, it's still, the idea is I'm gonna be a portable little event station to help pay my way. So that's one of the side hustles I'm hoping to do with my van life, is party life, is to host little bounce house party bus events to pay for my gas, to pay for my travels. So follow with me, the walkthrough. Yeah, not today, Satan. I'm just kind of prematurely decorating it with just what I'm going to throw up for now. Nothing, everything's subject to change. Oh, we got something, door's kind of sticking. All right, so we got some repair work to do. But the first thing I plan on doing is, this is going to be kind of the shower bath area. So the previous owner already had this thing decked out with tiling and kind of like a waterproofed a little bit, other than it's just old. So I'm going to be tearing this all up and waterproofing the hell out of it so it doesn't rust and fall apart and all that. So with the shower kind of draining from the top, I figured this is a perfect area to do the shower. So water just kind of pours out and drains down. For now, it's crude. As you can see, I built a hand little pump shower right here. So I got this like little hand pump shower that I made off of like a different YouTube video that I saw, how to create one of these like little shower hose heads, multi-function. You pump it a few times and it sprays pressurized water. You fill it up with hot water, you got shower water. You can take it off these little hooks and move it around to use it outdoors, to use it as your sink for now. Like I said, this is the crude phase. This is a version 1 of the build, so it is subject. The cabin is a mess, and I'm tearing apart the dashboard. Currently working on fixing the odometer because the odometer is malfunctioning, and I just want to fix it. By the front door is I'm kind of building it out using parts off of the bus itself to be the official, I think, a simple sink area so I can wash the dishes and wash your hands and whatnot. Like maybe even the laundry facility. I'm thinking about getting one of those little portable laundry machines for like small loads right there. Washer, I think it even comes with dryer, but cheap, like $100 or something like that. Marketplace all the time I see, so I'm thinking of doing that. I think that'd be really cool. Hopefully this could be a nice area for that. One of the challenges I'm having of building this kitchen area out though is, or bath area I should say, is I don't want to block this window, so I don't block the mirror or anything like that. So anything I do kind of put right here has got to be kind of see-through, or some kind of setup to where it's not really hindering view so much. So that's kind of the goal there. But this old partition wall, using from other partition wall found elsewhere on the bus, I've decided to salvage it, and I'm going to put this up and then kind of caulk and rubberize around the flooring right here, so any water spillage just drips down the stairs and right back to out, or to like a grade tank kind of thing. So we're working on that. And of course the cockpit is filthy because this is where I'm storing everything that I can't quite figure out yet. I love my milk crates. I use those, as you'll see, throughout the entire bus. We have our poo bucket set up right next to the master captain's chair, whatever. The idea behind that is I'm going to mount it right there. One of my favorite features so far is I built this awesome little mirror. Found it on the side of the road, decided to, hey, that's going to work somewhere on the bus, and that's what we're doing. And it's secured. I mean, this thing ain't going to come off no matter how much backcountry we bounce around in, so that's kind of the goal there. And I love the color theme of it. It's kind of like this bronze gold, which happens to be like the same color as the statue that I have of this beautiful, sexy goddess. Yeah, I'm thinking the whole, at least the cockpit, even the steering wheel, is gonna continue this theme of this bronze and gold and blacked out and all that. For now, it's all we got. The last area of the bus that I am working on is the cockpit zone, so it's gonna be its own separate video, or 2 or 3 or whatever. So we have this cool little fuse box area, but it's also got like extra storage, medicine cabinet. I'm gonna decorate it and do all that cool stuff. And this is I mounted this area. This is where I do like the power box. You know, my power supply, battery, solar generator thing is gonna be sitting up in there, mounted officially with the solar wiring coming into it and all that. So that's gonna be what helps support the fridge by New Air, I believe. So I got this fridge freezer combo. Made an upgrade and trade deal for that. I've got an official fridge freezer for the bus, and it's got some pretty deep cavities. Got some tea in there, nice and cold. Right now we are on shore power. We are not using solar, but I do have solar setup, and we're working on that. Unfortunately, my solar setup right now does not support enough to make it through the night on my refrigerator. All right. For those of you wondering, what is this white curtain about? Is that my blackout curtain? Is that my privacy curtain? Stay tuned to find out. Now we're gonna go beyond the white curtain, the divider of the bus. I do have a different curtain I'm gonna mount on this side of the beam for this side of the bus. That's kind of decorative. It's got like moons and stars and stuff on it. Looks cool, but I didn't hang that up for this particular moment. Let's go take a look. Okay. Let's start with the curtain, shall we? The curtain is not a curtain. It's an actual theater projector screen. It's made of cloth. It's really nice. I tried a shower curtain, but it just kept tearing and the wrinkles stayed in it, so I got rid of it. Now we do need to kind of work on the mounting of it, trying to fix it to where it's a lot bigger than the shower curtain was, which was a perfect size, but it kept tearing, like I said. So later in this video, you'll see the nighttime setup where I've got the movies going and whatnot. But until then, we've got a curtain. You know, it's kind of working out. I've just got to fix the mounting of it so it's tighter and all that. Put some weight at the bottom so it dangles and creates a better screen. But one of the first things I did in this bus is I took out all the upper level, and I think I already have that video up, all the upper level plastic lighting, and I think it was little lighting areas and little ventilation like fans and stuff, which, as you can see, I've replaced with these cheap little Walmart fans, USB fans, that they're all blowing above each of the open windows, so hot air rises, cold air sinks, right? So it's blowing the cooler air down to the bench area and back out or whatever. And I got the upper roof kind of cracked open, so it's ventilating the hot air out. Got the solar cables coming through to the power bank, which is next to my puppets. Stay tuned to my other channel, Rox Revenhart, and you'll learn more about what these puppets are about. But they're my little riding buddies. And there's my eco-powered solar generator. It's 400 watts, which, yeah, it's good. It can store 400 watts. It can run mild stuff. It can run the fridge, but it barely makes it through the night, so I kind of want to upgrade it to something a little bigger. Perhaps like actual solar batteries and stuff like that. So we got my kitchen area. It's very crude, like I said. Kitchen and bath are the last thing I'm working on this bus. But we got a little toaster oven, a microwave, a countertop, and, you know, spice rack and stuff like that. I'll have my little one burner or something like that right there. Like I said, I'm still kind of purposing this area out, whether I want the kitchen up front and the bath right here, toilet privacy right here. But the reason I don't put the toilet here and things like that is movie mode. The privacy. I don't want to build a partition wall. The whole goal of this bus, believe it or not, the whole goal of this bus is to keep an open floor plan. Very important to keep a very open floor plan. That's why I got rid of all the roof stuff or ceiling stuff. That's why I built these benches and everything be kind of waist high. You know, normal seating levels so that it will accommodate a big, spacious, open floor plan. Privacy is lacking in here, but you know what? That's fine. I built these benches, which will be a future video coming out soon. I'll show you how I did it and the materials I used to find it. But as you can see, old gym mats combined with some office partitions or desks that I repurposed. That has been used as a theme throughout the entire build. Master bed. I could hang a curtain for the master bed area for privacy or whatnot, but so far, since I'm kind of like the only one really hanging out in here, there's no real reason for me to privatize this bus. I like the open floor plan. My favorite area of the bus so far actually is, believe it or not the master bed. It's this little bench right here. Because I'm kind of parked on a slope, everything kind of flows downhill. And because of that, the bed acts as kind of a good back support for me to just kind of lounge right here next to my guitar amp, jam out, that kind of thing. But I almost never really use the bed. I don't like the dirt, mess it up, and until I get a proper guest or whatever to join me on it, I don't really plan on using it much. It's very, at least not till winter. It's very warm in the summer for sure. I don't got cooling blankets or sheets or anything like that on there, so, you know, I like it though. I kind of have this thing going with tigers, wolves, and panthers. Those are like my three favorite animals, beasts, whatever. So I kind of run with the theme of those. You'll see in a future video just exactly what all this is purposed out for, but there's storage galore under each one of these. You lift it and you got tons and tons of storage under each one of these benches. Now, I was going to have this side of the bus be my kitchen and all that, but I decided to turn it more into my workbench, storage, food pantry, workbench, and miscellaneous stuff, because I do a lot of tinkering and fixing and repairing and work related stuff, so it's very important that I had a workspace. And as you can see, I'm kind of doing this, what I'm seeing as a semi-unique idea to the van life for off-grid living is using all these Ryobi powered devices. Ryobi, please consider sponsoring me. I invest a lot in your stuff. Now, the whole reason I did the Ryobi stuff is because they have the speaker for my theater setup, which I'll explain in a second. We got the cool little projector screen, awesome sound system. Believe it or not, this sounds really good on the bus. It's small, compact, but you put it in the right section of the bus, up front or in the back, and that sound just travels throughout the whole bus just fine, loud. Maybe not be true surround sound, but it's got a really good sound to it, so it works. And it runs off these little clip-on batteries that when they die, you just put it on the charger over here, click it in, switch it out for one that's already charged, and you continue your business. The reason I went with this whole idea, and this is what I like the Ryobi product, is it has batteries that support all their devices, that can be charged on my power station, that can be charged by my solar setup. So the solar isn't powering the entire bus all the time, just the main thing like the fridge. So I don't have to have the highest wattage solar setup. I can charge my battery systems, you know, for all my lighting, all my little rechargeable batteries, everything. So most stuff is just running off grid, not even really off solar so much. It's just the solar charges the batteries and the batteries go to whatever device I need. I keep this fan running almost 24/7 to keep the air flowing in and out of the bus just fine. So that's kind of the idea behind that. The more Ryobi comes out with devices that work off of these batteries that make our lives better, keep doing it. Consider the off-grid camping people, not just your construction people, because, you know, speakers and fans are perfect. That floodlight turns night to day, which is really awesome. Like, I mean, it's incredibly bright. I might show you when I do the nighttime footage for the theater setup. I just got done watching the entire Kenobi series, Obi-Wan Kenobi series on Disney Plus. I got done watching all that on the bus with my children. It was great. We enjoyed it as a entire like theater setup, which was the entire design of the bus. Since I decided that I had to go with this open floor plan, why not turn it into a theater? Why not set up the benches to where they're kind of like theater seating, just about a party bus kind of setup? Since I'm also doing the bounce house thing, and you'll see that, I'll just plug a little photo of it for now. I'm not going to blow up the whole thing and set it up just yet. Stay tuned for a future video of the full setup when it's all decked out and ready. But, you know, you can hand little refreshments and stuff out through the windows here. Kind of like a cheap taco truck kind of thing, or a food truck. That's kind of the idea. And I failed to mention, so I'm doing the milk crate thing that, as you've seen on my Crimson Avenger and my Spirit Avenger vans, as I seem to repurpose these milk crates over and over again, but they're not only acting as support for my workbench, but they also are excellent support. They're perfect height, and I just got to kind of cut out the sides here so they're kind of like shelves and they can just reach right in. Until then, I mean, they're bolted down, so they're not going to slide around or do anything like that. But as you can see, I got the extra ones in the middle there, but those ones pull out and it creates like a nice little desk area for me to work on. And I use this like little stool to sit on, and it works out just fine. Perfect height. Little uncomfortable, but I'm okay with being a little uncomfortable. The sacrifice is, see how it's kind of even benching? I can clear this bench off for more sleeping arrangement for like kids and stuff. Adults, not so much for anybody, but until then, I'm just using it as a workbench. I'm using it as additional seating eventually for the theater once I support it a little stronger. Now, one thing on this walkthrough design that I did not showcase yet is you can kind of see in the back corner one of the floorboards. So I found on the side of the road, believe it or not, a ton of these old ripped up floorboards for someone's renovating their home or whatever, and got rid of these old ones. I found them, so I'm going to repurpose them for my bus. I have just enough to do the entire flooring of this bus, and sure enough, I found subflooring. I found pretty much all the materials I need to do it, other than the insulation. So I might have to go out of pocket for insulation, but how do I go out of pocket? Well, I find something else, I flip it, trade it, sell it, use that money to buy the insulation. Nothing comes out of my true pocket for the build. I've had luck finding scooters, electronics, all kinds of stuff that people just throw away. I fix it up, furniture, whatever, and sell it, and that's what funds the build of the bus. So that kind of concludes the video of this intro video to the Bug Out Bus, you know? Before this whole like threat of what's going on in Ukraine and Russia and everything, I was just kind of trying to build myself a little off-grid living party bus kind of thing, and I decided Well, with the world getting kind of crazy, maybe it's, and the whole point was to do an upgrade and trade initially. I was supposed to buy this bus, flip it, make a ton of money off of it, and use that money to do multiple projects with. I've decided since that I'm going to keep it. I've fallen in love with this thing, which I told myself not to do, but this is bigger than my last van. It's perfect for me. It hosts all my stuff, a good studio. Like you'll see in version 2 walkthrough or whatever, it's gonna have like the music studio, recording studio set up in here. It's gonna have like my vlogging studio set up in here. So that's kind of the idea. Just a multi-purpose entertainment bus, and that I can just so happen to live in, have safe storage for my things. I can have people on to watch movies, but I'm thinking you'll probably see this as it evolves. The projector theater setup's actually going to be on the outside of the bus, underneath like the canopy and all that, with the bounce house, with refreshments and all that kind of thing. So that's kind of where I'm going with that. Maybe some cutout cardboard stand-up characters from like popular horror stuff, or maybe even Star Wars characters, because those are kind of two things I'm kind of toying with. I like Star Wars, I also like horror. So those are the two themes I'm toying around with, going with on the party bus aspect of this. Now, if the world doesn't go to total shit, we're going to be setting it up as a party bus and letting people have their fun with it. World goes to shit, I just ditch the bounce house and just live on this thing, and we'll be fine. We'll have all the solar, all the water, all the needs you find in a home still on the bus. So if you're still watching and enjoying the content that you're seeing on this channel, please hit that like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff, because you're going to watch me build this out. You're going to see how I got to this point already. I'm kind of doing this in a backwards order. I'm showing you almost the end product before the beginning build stuff, because I don't know, I just kind of did it out of order, and it's kind of the way it's working out.